Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Lupin the third, part 6, episode number 23 reaction. Alright, the previous episode was an interesting episode. We had a story which was told in a very interesting way. They kind of went back and forth to the past and the present, kind of, making the episode a little bit difficult to sometimes understand while reacting, especially. But in the end, I went through everything and I was able to understand the whole story. It was a very interesting story. It was a story about a girl going back to a place where her mother used to be and trying to know more about her mother's past and what happened to her in the end, getting to know what happened. And it was something that she was never expecting. And Rupan was there, and this was again related to Tomoe. Tomoe was a teacher as well, and Rupan was there. Mattia was also there. So in the end, it brings out so many more questions. We still don't know what's happening with Tomoe, what she's trying to do, why is she making these people do these type of things, and what was her goal. So let's see if we get some light into this whole situation. 2 more episodes are left. This is the penultimate episode, so I'm guessing we're probably going to get to know more about what's going on and why it's going on. Maybe we will get some answers. Let's begin then at episode number 23. So yeah, I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is a preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Memories of a beloved witch. All right. Wait, is this the? Oh wait, they made Zenigata. I forgot. Ooh, here we go. And now Rupan didn't know about anything. Now he'll know. Now he'll know. Okay. Yeah, her. Well, just play it. What? She's also the one. Yeah. Okay. What? Oh yeah. The what the what? Wait, what's happening? Some kind of hypnosis? No. Maybe it triggers something in. Yeah, it triggers something. Oh no! It's like a suggestion, like a Wait, god damn. Yeah, so it's like a word which triggers like hypnosis. What the hell? Damn. Oh, nice. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, okay. God damn. You just bring Fujiko here. I feel like. Wait, Matya, isn't it? Wait, is she also under like a. I think so. But. My god. Oh, what the? She just dismantled the gun? It was. Wait, what was that? Oh, that's probably a transmitter in it. What? Wait. My god. Right. Okay, that knife probably had a transmitter in it. One thing. I don't think Matya's under hypnosis. She's trying to kill Tomoe. Yep, there you go. That's a transmitter. Okay, what I think is Matya is trying to make make Rupan go to Tomoe so that she can find her. Oh my god, this professor again. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Oh my god, is this Moriarty? Is this Professor Moriarty? Wow. I was wondering why they suddenly showed Moriarty in the previous Criminal Underwood. God damn. Memory and subconscious, yeah. Hypnosis, yeah. Under certain conditions. No, he was subjected to this from a very young age. Yeah. No, no, no. That I cannot say. Didn't Lupin say that she's not? Yeah. Damn. What the hell is going on in the back? Yeah, she just planted all these fake memories in his by hypnosis. By hypnosis. Yeah. Is that Fujiko? Hmm. Right, let's see. Okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna say something here. Did I feel like Rupan probably got her his mind back here and he's going to try to act that he didn't. He's still under hypnosis. What? All of them? Oh. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Magic. Oh my god. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Private property. Hmm. Well, yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, wait. Like I said, I feel like there is a possibility that he immediately got his mind back at that point of time when, and he's just acting this way so that he could try to, I don't know, try to trick Tomoe because, or maybe not. What is this real? Is she really his mother? Oh no, I don't think. I think she's lying. Yeah, obviously not. No, no, she's lying. I doubt she is his mother. Wait, did Rupan? Oh, Rupan was the one who stole it and probably gave it to Tomoe, and that's why Rupan said that Tomoe is the only lady who was ever able to get something from the vault, even though grandfather had it all locked up. Okay, there's a 50-50 chance of Rupan already has gotten his mind back and he's just acting. Oh, that's her. Is this Mahiko village? Wait, she shouldn't be this old. Whoa. Wait, wait. How can she be this? Oh god, Matia's here. Yeah, she was just following Rupan so that she can probably come and kill her. Oh, that's how. Whoa. Okay, I'm pretty sure that is not a. Oh, wait, she's the one who broke. Is she really his. What's going on here? No, she isn't. Okay. So she's saying like she like hypnot. Okay. Language. Oh. Oh my God. S- So she okay. Yeah, in different languages that she tried. Mm, and try to hypnotize him like that in different languages. Reconstruct what I taught him with. Life process. Single line, yeah. Yeah, everyone. Unshakable. Wait, she was also. Oh, I didn't expect that. Oh my God. Well, yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay, here's the thing. There's two chances of Rupan already getting his, like, his stuff together. First of all, either when Fujiko kissed him, or here now that he got like a huge blow and he fell down from the top. In these two scenes, I'm guessing in either of the scene he already got his memories back and he's broken out of the hypnosis, and now he's just going to act just like how Tomoe would want him to, so that he could get close to her and probably stop her or something. Like, that is my guess, because that is what usually Lupin does. Like, in situations like this, whenever he breaks out of stuff like this, he keeps acting like he should to make the other people lower their guard. So that's why I'm saying this either happened in the Fujiko scene and he realized what's going on and he still kept acting like the way he's supposed to, or it happened here currently when Matia shot her. He got everything back, he broke out of the hypnosis, and he's still acting as if he hasn't. So these two scenes, in either of these two scenes, I'm guessing Rupan was able to break out. Let's see. I think that's what happened, but let's wait and see. Right. Okay. This episode, most of the questions gets answered over here, and we get to the bottom of the mystery, kind of. First of all, there were a few things I kind of guessed, which ended up being true by the end. First of all, Matias trying to kill Tomoe. Now, obviously, Rupan has been hypnotized to go and seek out Tomoe. So that is why, like, since he's doing that, Matia decided to let him go and aid him in escaping from Goemon and Zenigata and Jigen, so that Rupan can go and find Tomoe and she could do the same by following him. And that's why he set the transmitter on the knife. And that was her whole goal, and that's what she did. That's number one. You know, also the fact that we get to know that she was able to break out of that hypnosis when she got hit by the debris in the first episode of this season, of this arc, not season, sorry, of this arc, where those rock crumbles and fall on her head. Lupin saves her. She gets a little bit injured. That's where she was able to break out of it. So that would mean before that, you remember there was a scene where Martia was acting really weird in the first episode of that arc. She was like saying some cryptic stuff, and there was one of the lines that she was supposed to say. She said it there, which again lodged into Lupin's head. So that time she was still under hypnosis. But when like the whole Mercedes, when Mercedes came and tried to loot that place, the explosion, that thing hit her head, and she was able to break out. And as soon as she was able to break out, she started her plan of trying to find Tomoe. Now obviously she doesn't know where Tomoe is because she didn't get that answer. So she tries to track down the other girls and tries to kind of get to know more about Lupin, so that he can somehow take her to Tomoe. And that is why every single time where Lupin was following Tomoe's leads and he went somewhere, Martia was just there because she was also able to find the same lead, and they kind of coincidentally just were at the same place. So that was that. Another surprising thing is that Professor Moriarty. Now, when the whole Sherlock Holmes arc ended, Moriarty was there. Moriarty introduced himself as like, "Oh, I am, Professor. I'm Moriarty," and he said something like that. And I'm like, "What the hell? Why is Moriarty here? Is he going to be like a important character in the future?" Yeah, obviously, it's this Professor Moriarty we're talking about. So he was there, and I was like, "Oh, maybe in the next season or something, or maybe we're going to see him later." But we never got to see him from that point onwards, and I kind of forgot about him. Again, in this episode, he was shown, he was introduced, and I'm like, oh, what? Now, obviously, this is a little bit of an appearance that he's giving. I'm guessing if we get Lupin season 7, Moriarty will probably be like one of the main characters there. And he said something about Lupin being one of the, obviously, him being the criminal mastermind. Lupin is very important to just lose to someone like Tomoe, So that is why Moriarty wants to help them to get Lupin back, because he's important for Moriarty's own criminal, empire or whatever he's planning. Because, we sometimes forget that Lupin's actually supposed to be one of the bad guys. Yeah, he's supposed to be a thief, a criminal. So Moriarty is like, yeah, you know what? This guy's important. He can help me go against Sherlock Holmes. And whatever he's planning. So yeah, there you go. That's why he's helping him now. So my guess would be, if we get Lupin season 7 someday in the future, Moriarty will be there, and he'll probably be one of the main focuses of season 7 or something like that. Also, another interesting thing that happened here is, first of all, Fujiko obviously, when Lupin got hypnotized, I was like, oh, just bring Fujiko here, I feel everything will be fine. But no, obviously Fujiko comes here and she tries to break Lupin out of his whole thing. But Lupin, now here's the thing, that is what I said here. Maybe Lupin already was able to get out of the hypnosis at that point of time. But he just acted like that because he wanted to get to the bottom of this whole thing. That's why he was acting when he went to Tomoe. Either that, or he was able to break out of his hypnosis when Martia shot him. Either of those two scenes, maybe he was able to get out of hypnosis and he's still acting as if he hasn't. That is my guess, because that is usually what Lupin does most of the time. But let's wait and see. And also, in the end, the thing where we get to know that, Tomoe's, what can I say? Tomoe's plan was kind of interesting. So basically, she realized that she cannot really make the subconscious, Lupin, she planted these fake memories in Lupin about her being his mother or something, and how, like they should leave this place and like live together happily ever after or something like that. And obviously trying to control Lupin because he's the topmost, like he's one of the best criminals, and he can do a lot of things. As Moriarty said, something like he has the potential uh, to obtain the world. So that's why she probably tried to do that. Now she realized when, like, so basically the Rupan's grandfather's vault, the thing that they were able to steal, it wasn't Tomoe who did it. I'm guessing it was Rupan, since she kind of hypnotized Rupan into doing that. So Rupan did that, and she was like, "Oh, come with me, Rupan. You're my son. Let's run away from here." And Lupin was able to break out of that hypnosis at that point of time, and that's why he didn't go with her. That is when she realized that this won't do. This is not how I can get Lupin, in my hands. I have to do something else. So she realized that what she needs to do is, since Lupin has traveled throughout the world and he's multilingual, only one language, she hypnotized him through English, I'm guessing, or no, not English, sorry, Japanese. I forget sometimes that like they're speaking in Japanese, not English, because English subtitles. She hypnotized him in Japanese. So now she was like, wait a minute, if I do something else, if I train and tutor all these other girls from different countries with different languages, and kind of hypnotize them into coming across Rupan and saying something to him, and this one line, every single line she planted in every girl, and every girl said that line to Rupan in a different language. So if she hypnotizes Rupan through all the languages, maybe it will stick. Maybe it will stay there, and Rupan will be hypnotized, will actually be under full control. And yeah, I guess it does make sense, kind of. So, and she was sure that Rupan's someday going to come across all these girls that she has tutored, because this is Rupan we're talking about. He's like that. So, and yeah, that's exactly what happened. Weirdly enough, he came into contact with every single girl that she tutored, some way or the other. But I guess it kind of like hastened the process, because Rupan himself was trying to find out the whereabouts of Tomoe, and in that process he automatically came across all these girls who were connected with Tomoe. So it kind of hastened the process, I'm guessing. And in the end, it was interesting to see, like, there's a few things that I didn't expect. First of all, a few of the girls that I had no clue were also Tomoe's, like children or her student. First of all, Mercedes, I understood. Obviously, Mercedes was pretty obvious. Mercedes was her student. She said a mother's love. Okay, who is this girl? Oh, Mattia. This is Mattia, isn't it? I think she said unchanging love. Yeah. Then there is this lady, that girl the girl who was like who got killed. She said an unshakable spirit. And every girl is like related to a certain flower. And then there's this girl, I think she's that rockstar girl. No, not rockstar, sorry, the fashion designer girl. Yeah. My heart is on fire. And then there's this lady, I wasn't expecting, the one who is infatuated with Rupan. I wasn't expecting her to be one of Tomoe's children as well, or Tomoe's students. Okay, that was a surprise actually. And she said, I will dedicate everything I have to you. Okay, another surprise. I wasn't oh my god. I just realized, that episode where Fujiko and her, the besties, those two, that episode, there was a scene in the end where she was like hugging Fujiko or whatnot, and then she was like, suddenly she, without anything, without any, what can I say, just randomly she said something like, we will be together forever. And Rupan was kind of surprised, and then she just ignored it. I was like, the hell was that? I remember being so confused. I even, in the discussion section, I was like, what was that about? I don't understand. There we go. That was what it was about. So, yeah. So here we go. She was also one of Tomoe's students. Okay, and then obviously, a return to happiness. This girl. Wait, where have I seen this girl? Who is this girl? Oh, this girl, the one. Oh my God! Every single Okay, wow. The one who Jigen protected, the one who got married, a return to happiness, and oh my God, every single girl were like related to some flower, and I remember her being related to this flower, this lily or something. I call, I think, like, what, I forgot the name of the flower. Okay, and then there's this little girl who was like true love. This girl who the whole mermaid thing, that happened. He was asking Lupin about what is true love and all that, and Lupin answered her. Also, this girl, what's her name? I forgot her name. Eternal love, the one who said, like in the end, like Zenigata's like, like subordinate, that lady, the one who got stabbed by Matia. And that was the final one, eternal love. She said that in the the recording, and that is why. Okay, and that is why Rupan, that whole thing got triggered. Here's another thing that I'm thinking. I feel like Matia tried to stop her and kill her over there because she didn't want her to tell that to Rupan. But it ended up going to Rupan either way. That was the final straw. That was the final word that would hypnotize Rupan. So, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. In the end, that was the one where that triggered everything. Wait, how many girls were there? Wait a minute. Let me count. Just a minute. Wait, where is that part? God damn. I was just okay. Here we go. Mercedes, then Matia, this girl, the one who got killed, then the fashion designer, then the one who's infatuated with Rupan, Fujiko's friend, the one who Jigen protected, the one who got married, the little girl who loved her mother, like the whole mermaid, that whole thing. And then there is her, Zenigata's subordinate, that lady. Nine. Wait, how many episodes did we have in this arc? This is episode 23. So when did this arc start? Was it episode 13? I think it was episode 13 where this arc started, or was it 12? 13, I think. So 11 episodes, something like that. Yeah, so almost every single episode that we thought were not important or were like standalone stories, they were actually connected to this whole thing, which is kind of interesting. So every episode had had a girl who were important to this development. Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. So there you go. So that was a very interesting episode. So let's talk about this episode in detail. First of all, we get to see Rupan and Zenigata talking, because they came across over there, and Zenigata's like, oh, like I have, like, like I'm trying to find Matia here. And Rupan was like, why Matia? Like, like what's going on? And he's like, oh, you don't know? Like, she's the one who killed that girl, and we're trying to find her. Obviously, Rupan doesn't believe him. Rupan's like, yeah, like, what are you saying? And then he's like, all right, listen to this recording. And this is the recording where, you know, like that girl, Ariana, okay, that's her name, I forgot her name. Like, this is one of my subordinates, Ariana, left behind. So she, at first, she was like talking pretty normally. She was like, oh, like she went through special training. It's Matia. Matia's a killer. This and that. And then her whole tone suddenly changes. You can see here, she's like, Rupan, listen to these words. Eternal love. You should never forget eternal love. There you go. This is where the hypnosis triggered, I'm guessing, got triggered in her. And she said that. And that is why, you know, like Rupan, this got triggered because every single word has come together now. And it had like, yeah, because up until now, he didn't have every single one of those words. Now this was the final one. So that's why it triggered everything in Lupin, and he got completely hypnotized. And here, like, you know, this whole thing starts happening. Lupin's like, I need to go there, and he starts like, you know, like talking and like reciting that poem that Tomo used to tell him. And yeah, they have this battle, and like, you know, there was a section where, you know, like they were almost able to stop Rupan from going, because all these, like, you know, all of them were able to somehow stop him by, like, you know, Jigen kind of grabbed his neck, Goemon stopped him, even Zenigata was able to do that. So here Matia comes in, because Matia probably thought like this is the perfect opportunity to let Rupan go and find out Tomoe, and I'll just be following him so I can get to her. So that's why he lets Rupan leave, and Rupan leaves like, you know, gets into the bus and starts driving away. Matia puts the transmitter in it and throws the grenade and runs away and follows Rupan. So, and here we can get to see what has happened, you know, like how Tomoe little by little kind of, you know, like put Rupan under hypnosis and, you know, like gave him this poem and made him remember the poem. Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. You must never forget a mother's love, unchanging love, an unshakable spirit. My heart is on fire. I will dedicate everything I have for you. We will be together forever. Return to happiness, true love, eternal life, love. There you go, these 9. And this was the whole poem that kind of would able to hypnotize, like, you know, like would be able to put Lupin under hypnosis. And it did work, you know, you can see here, it worked. But what happened, as we got to know later on, Lupin was able to break out of it. That is why Tomoe decided to leave every girl with one line in a different language, which would eventually come together and form the whole poem in Lupin's head. And since it is in different language, Lupin won't be able to break out of it. That was her plan. She tried to do it normally at the beginning, said the whole poem to Lupin, but it didn't work. That's why she broke it into 9 lines and gave each and every girl that she tutored that mission. And here's the thing, one thing I don't understand, why is she so old here? Lupin here, you can see that, you know, at this scene, Lupin, I'm guessing Lupin was like, I don't know, like maybe 18 or something, like 19 years old. Now I'm guessing Lupin is maybe like at his 40s or something, or maybe younger than that. So I doubt like maybe like 10 or maximum 15 years had passed after that scene. In that 15 years, Tomoe became that old? Like, that's what I'm thinking. Wait, so I'm guessing Tomoe was probably at her 50s when she tutored Lupin. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense in these 15 or so many years how Tomoe could be this old. So she was pretty old. Not, I wouldn't call that old, but she was pretty, like, you know, she was like middle-aged when she taught Lupin. Like, looking at her, it seemed like she was at her, like, I don't know, like 25 or like at her 30s. But probably not. She was probably at her 50s at that age. So that now she probably is at her 70s. So that's what I'm thinking. Anyways, okay, so after that you can see that Matia follows Lupin, and like, yeah. So okay, so from here onwards we get to see Jigen and Goemon trying to get Rupan back. So to do that, they go to that bar and ask about this professor. While they're doing that, over here Zenigata is trying his approach to get more information about this situation by asking Mercedes. And Mercedes is like, oh, if you leave me, let me go from here, maybe I'll help you. And Zenigata's like, all right, wait, I'll talk. I'll see what I can do. And then we get to see Jigen and Goemon going and meeting this professor. And I should have realized when they said professor that it would be Moriarty, you know. And Moriarty's just sitting there, and Moriarty's like, all right, let me help you guys. So he says, like, I need Lupin because he is a mastermind and he will be important for my criminal, world that I'm going to make or whatever, something that he says. And that's why I cannot let him go for Tomoe. So that is why he's like, I have a good idea where Tomoe might be. I might be able to help you out. And he says, like, and Goemon and Jigen was like, I don't believe that Lupin would fall for something old-fashioned like hypnosis. And here's what Moriarty says, which I was also saying. I was like, no, this is different. Like, Lupin's situation was like he was being fed all these suggestive lines from a very young age, and that's why it just stayed. Not only that, the fact that Tomoe did this whole thing about giving every line to every girl with a different language was also another reason why it stuck, why the hypnosis worked on Lupin. And he says, Moeta says, should I explain everything? There's a good reason that such concepts have been passed down for so long. Not only is the method simple, but it is quite reliable. It might surprise you, but our world is chock full of hypnotic suggestion at any given moment. Yeah. Now here's the thing. They ask, like, is Tomoe really related to Lupin by blood? Now I don't think, in this episode they made this whole, I don't know, made this like a whole thing about, is Tomoe Lupin's mother? I doubt Tomoe is Lupin's mother. It doesn't even make sense. No. If Tomoe was Lupin's mother, why would she need to put in this suggestion in Lupin's head that she's her mother, his mother? It doesn't make sense. Does any mother need to hypnotize their child to make them believe that they're their mother? Obviously not. So yeah, I doubt that is the case. But Moriarty is like, oh, I don't know, how could I know about it? I have no idea. But doesn't the idea fascinate you? Someone like Lupin, who his mother is. But yeah, I doubt that is she was trying to hypnotize Lupin into thinking she's his mother. And yeah, and what Moriarty said is correct, that she's doing this literally because she wants to control Lupin. Lupin being the one of the people who can probably have get the world, obtain the world. That's the possibility, and that's the power, or the the potential that Lupin has. And Lupin doesn't really do any of that. Lupin is very capable. He can do a lot of things, but he just goes out and does these type of bank robberies and stuff that he likes. If he really went to the criminal underworld and wanted to become an actual criminal and get his hands on the world, he probably could have. He could have very easily done that. But he doesn't do that because he doesn't care about all of that. He just cares about this thrill, about going in this whole thing. That's what he likes. So Tomoe definitely did this and tried to hypnotize him into thinking that she's his mother, just because she can have him under her control. And I don't know, make Lupin do these things. And so that, yeah, I'm guessing that is the real reason, which Moriarty himself said. And then we again get to see this hypnotizing scene where Tomoe just hypnotizes Lupin, and Lupin's like, oh, I don't have memories with you, Mom. What about that? Why don't I have memories about you if you're my real mother? And Tomoe was like, oh, because your grandfather never really let me interact with you. You know how, like, if your grandfather realized, if you realize that I'm your mother, you won't be under your grandfather's control. You'll come to me. That is why your grandfather didn't want me anywhere near you. But now we are here reunited, and I'm telling you all of this. And Rupan is like, but why don't I have any memories about you? And she's like, oh, you have. You're just forgetting. You remember back in the day when we used to go to the forest and you used to come with me? You tripped and fell, and these memories literally doesn't exist. She's just like, making these things and like planting it in Rupan's head and in hypnosis format. And Lupin's like, oh yeah, you're right, that did happen. And then she's like, oh, you remember you used to smile so brightly when I used to sing you lullabies. We went to the mountains. You did this magic trick for me, And Lupin's like, yeah, I'm remembering all that. And he's like, we also played a lot of cards, didn't we? And she's like, yes, we did. And yeah, there you go. And here, Tomo is like, I love you, my son. Do you love me? And he's like, I would never say those words to my real mother because that is pretty obvious. Here's the thing. Again, like, Lupin is such a, like, what can I say, like a tricky character to grasp. This line is so suspicious. He says something like, I would never say these words to my real mother. And she asks, why is that? Because it goes without saying. He doesn't really tell Tomoe that, oh yeah, I love you because you're my mother. He says that I wouldn't say these words to my real mother because it goes without saying. He's very vague in this whole thing. So that's why I'm thinking maybe he wasn't really hypnotized here as well. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, Rupan sometimes, like, like the stuff that he does, and like when it gets revealed, sometimes we are like, god damn, so he never was under this whole situation. Like, he knew everything from the beginning. And that's what I'm thinking here again. That is why I'm saying that the scene that happens after this, where Lupin is in this alleyway and Fujiko comes in, and Fujiko's like, oh, you're not in your right mind. And he's like, how would you know, Fujiko? And she's like, are you saying the Lupin that I've spent so many years with was a fake one? And she's like, I'm the only woman in the world who can claim you. And he tries to leave, but she kisses him. Now, here's the thing. This is what I'm saying. You know what? One thing I need to check here. Up until this point, Rupan's eyes were murky. It did seem like he was under hypnosis, Like, his eyes were like unfocusing and everything. So from this scene was like so, like, in a dark alleyway. I cannot see properly what's happening here. So what I'm trying to see here is that does his eyes change from here onwards? That would make me understand if this was the scene, or this was the section where Rupan was able to break out of his hypnosis. It wouldn't surprise me if this was the section where Rupan was able to break out of his hypnosis, but he still kept acting like that because he wanted to go and get the whole Tomoe situation settled. And he wanted to go close to Tomoe so that he could like counter her whole plan. They don't really show Lupin's face here properly. And he's like, oh, goodbye. This is what I'm saying. It won't surprise me this is where he broke out of his hypnosis, but he kept acting like that. Either way, next is where we get to see, there's like those postcards, and Zenigata's like, oh, Mercedes, what are those postcards? And she's like, oh, those are Pueblo Mágico. Whoever was here before me must have hung them up. So Zenigata's like, what does that mean? And she's like, it means, Pueblos means town, and Mágico means magic. They highlight tourist destinations by calling them magical towns. And he's like, which one? And it's like, all of them. There are a bunch. And then she's like, wait a minute, I kind of remember something. And Madame Tomoe once told me she once lived in Pueblo Mágicos. And she asked her that which one. And she's like, oh, Pueblo Mágicos are Pueblo Mágicos. I don't understand what that meant. So Zenigata was like, wait a minute. Pueblo Mágico. Pueblo means village, and Mágico is Mágico. So that would mean Mágico village. Is there a village called Mágico village somewhere here? And yeah, there was. And so that was the place where Tomoe is. And they say, like, this, like, Yata says, like, it had been abandoned a long time ago. Like, at first it was like a small village, but then it was abandoned, and then someone bought it. There was a lot of cherry blossoms there, yeah. It was brought and became a private property. So Zenigata's like, yep, need to go there. So Zenigata knows where Tomoe is. Rupan knows where Tomoe is. Matia followed him. And I'm guessing Moriarty told Jigen and Goemon about where Tomoe is, because he said that I have an idea. So now Fujiko here is in Rupan's house. Goemon and Jigen were like, wait, he came back here, but then they realized it is actually Fujiko. So now Fujiko is also connected to Goemon and Jigen and Goemon knows from Moriarty where Rupan might be, that is Mahiko village. I'm guessing that that's what Moriarty told them. So now Fujiko's also up to the whole, like, knows where Rupan is going, because I'm sure she'll be joining Goemon and Jigen in going to the village. So everyone, if you think about it, everyone is like literally going to Mahiko village. Zenigata's going because he was able to figure out that, I'm sure he'll be taking Yata with him. Ariana is probably in the hospital, I'm pretty sure. Then there is Matia, who followed Rupan and who's went there, and Goemon and Jigen got to know from Moriarty where Rupan is, Tomoe might be, and Fujiko joined them, so these three will also be going there. So literally next episode everyone will be meeting at the same place. I'm guessing the whole cast will be there. I love how they're like, you say so many things, but it is true that you cannot live without Rupan. And Fujiko was like, shut the hell up, like when someone steals your treasure, you steal it back, huh? That's why I'm here. And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go and slap him across his face. Okay, so next again we get to see the whole hypnosis part where Rupan asked Tomoe like how you consider all your students to be children. No, wait. He says like, okay, I'm pretty sure Rupan has broken out of his hypnosis. Like, just look at his face here when he's driving the car and going towards Tomoe's like Mahiko village. I feel like that scene, that Fujiko's that actually broke him out of his hypnosis and he's just acting here. Let's wait for the next episode. Because he looks so much more calm and collected here than before when he was under hypnosis, where he had a more vacant look in his eyes and he was like not focusing anywhere and like was just, his eyes were like unfocused. Here, however, you can see how he's focusing like and thinking about something while driving the car going towards Tomoe. Yeah, I'm like 50% sure he was able to break out of his hypnosis in that Fujiko scene, and he's just acting now. But here he remembers a few more things. What Tomoe told him. He asks Tomoe like, do you remember what you said to me about how you considered all your students to be your children? And Tomoe is like, yeah, but you are my only true child. So why didn't you tell me right away? And she like makes up this whole narrative, I'm guessing. I doubt any of this is true. She says that because your grandfather strictly forbade me from doing so. If you got to know that I am your mother, who would you go for? Me or your grandfather? Obviously you'll come to me. So your grandfather won't be able to control you. That's why he did that. And she's like, oh, and that is why he made sure to hide all the evidence that we were mother and son in the safe of the, and this is how she made Lupin go and get whatever it was inside that safe. But what happened and what she didn't expect is that after he did that, after he got the treasure from the safe and gave it to Tomoe, he broke out of this hypnosis. When Tomoe tries to take him with her, Lupin like swatted her hand away. He was able to break out, and that's why Tomoe realized that this is not going to do. Even if I hypnotize him again like this, he's going to break out of it sooner or later. So what I need to do is like make all these people, all these girls, my students, teach them and give them one single line of the poem, and they are going to say that to Rupan in their own language. And this is Rupan we're talking about. He travels worldwide. Someday or the other, he will be meeting all of these girls that I taught, all 9 of them. They will cross paths eventually. And so she did that. That was her master plan. Okay, and then like Rupan is here, and I'm guessing this is the village, Mahiko village. In this mansion, he gets in and he's like, "Mother, I'm back." And yeah, now like I said, this part surprised me. I wasn't expecting Tomoe to become this old. Like I said, it's weird because I thought that Tomoe was in her 30s or something when she was teaching Lupin. So she probably would have been at her 50s. Nobody looks like this when they're at their 50s. So she's at least 70 years. So my guess will be when she taught Lupin, she was in her 50s. So, that's what I'm guessing. Now, so, and Lupin even says, "You're still alive after all this time." And she's like, "I'm sorry. I tried to deceive you for so long. It wasn't me who died that day, but a stand-in." And she like tells the story that there was like this maid who she also hypnotized, and she became her stand-in. Yeah, and while all of this is happening, Mattia comes in and tries to attack Tomoe. And she's like, "I need you to explain everything to me." Shoots Rupan. Rupan falls down. Now here again, like I said, either it was that Fujiko scene or it was this scene where Rupan was able to break out of his hypnosis. I'm not 100% sure, but that would kind of make sense. And he's still acting as if he hasn't. So she also explains, Mattia also explains that I was able to break out of my hypnosis when that rubble fell on my head, and yeah, I was able to break out of it. So she's like, "Tell me everything." And she's saying, now here's one weird thing. She says like, "It all began with Rupan. My little boy was a true prodigy who far surpassed every expectation I had of him. But then the time when I was allowed to instruct him came to an end. That was the day I broke into the mansion's vault and stole the proof I am that boy's mother." This part I don't understand. It seems as if she's saying that she's actually Rupan's mother, but that is not the case, because she literally said a few moments ago that my time to instruct him came to an end, and he was one of the best students I've had. She literally says that. So she is not his mother, but why does she say this, that I had to steal the proof that I'm the boy's mother? Because that's not true. It's probably okay, I don't know, like it's probably like she's just saying that because that's what she told Rupan, that, "Oh, this is the proof that I'm your mother." So if she stole it, that's why I think that's why she's referring to it like that. And then she here explains what happened after that. She grabbed Rupan by his hand, and she's like, "Come on, let's get out of here. Let us we're going to live happily as mother and son." And he swatted his hand away, and yeah, he should have understood and remembered everything and understood that I was his mother. But instead he looked in my eyes and said, "No, sorry, madam, but I'm not your son." And that's what happened. And then the whole place got alerted, and Tomoe hypnotized her, and she was the one who died over there. And yeah, and this is where she says, like, "I had learned my words alone were not enough to keep the truth anchored inside of him. So I decided to focus on language." He goes to different places and knows a lot of languages. My boy who had become a great thief who traveled the world over, excuse me, a theory caught my attention that said human consciousness is created within the thoughts triggered by verbal communication. Yeah, so if that turned out to be true, it would mean that my multilingual son must have unique thought patterns and cognizance for each language he spoke. Yes, it would make use of these nine languages, nine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, these languages, and probe all of his thought patterns. Yep, and reconstruct what I taught him within every corner of his consciousness. Which kind of makes sense, I guess, because since he's multilingual, if every language was used to hypnotize him and give one line, yeah, it would kind of like be more, I guess you could say, more effective. I selected women from different countries who all spoke different languages. Okay, I knew for a fact that that boy could never ignore a lady's uh, and would listen to their every word. The women who I taught all followed the life path that I set up for them. Eventually, they met my boy and shared the poem that ties us together. They all told him a single line of the poem that would eventually instill the proper memories inside of him. Okay, a mother's love, unchanging love, uh, an unshakable spirit, my heart is on fire, I will dedicate everything I have to you, we all will be together forever, a return to happiness, true love, eternal love. These nine lines. And finally, my boy has returned back to me. And she's like, oh, I killed Rupan, but and it's almost like, you don't know. But then Rupan comes back, and Rupan's like, you know what? It's pretty simple. You're going to shoot my vitals, and I just made sure that it didn't hit my vitals. That's why I'm back here. Yeah. And then she's like, all right, then let's have a knife fight. You cannot avoid this, but Rupan's mind. Now, there you go. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure Rupan has already broken out of his hypnosis. It was either in the Fujiko scene or in this scene. I'm guessing. I'm not 100% sure. So let's wait for the next episode and let's see how this ends. So yeah, that was a very interesting episode. It was interesting to get to know what was happening, and it was crazy to see that every single standalone episodes that we thought was just, I guess you could say, standalone and not really important to the story, were actually kind of important, because every single girl that they met there were related to Tomoe, and every one of them gave these lines to Rupan. And now that I'm kind of recalling my memories and I'm thinking about, every single girl said that one line randomly, and every single time Rupan seemed surprised about it, but then just went back to his normal, normal reaction. I remember that scene where the one that Jigen saved, the one who got married, she comes to Rupan in the end, and she's like, "Oh, here we go. Here's the treasure that you wanted." And then she suddenly said that line, like something like happiness or something like that. And Rupan kind of seemed a little bit bewildered there, and then he just goes back to his normal expression. Similar with Fujiko's friend. That was one of the most weirdest one, which actually even caught my attention, because she randomly suddenly said, like, we'll be together forever. And Rupan seemed surprised suddenly, and then again went back to his normal, thing. So I was like, what was that about? Even that was so abrupt, it even surprised me. But all the others, I don't really, I didn't really catch them at that point of time, because it seemed pretty normal saying something like that at that point of time. Only Fujiko's friend, that one, was pretty weird at that point of time. Saying something like that was pretty out of the place, and that's why that caught my attention, and I was so confused about that. All the other ones were kind of, they kind of matched the conversation they were having, so it kind of camouflaged itself pretty nicely. That's why I wasn't able to properly catch them. And yeah, like, now that I'm thinking about it, every single girl said those things. Yeah, I remember. Okay, you know what? Let me go back again. I remember Mercedes saying "a mother's love." I remember that. Yeah, I remember Matia saying "unchanging love." That was the point of time when she was still hypnotized, but then he got hit by the rock and she came back. An unshakable spirit. I remember this girl saying something like that about, because she was like this leader, this person, like who had needed to have an unshakable spirit. And remember the fashion designer's girl? She said something like, "My heart is on fire." Yeah, I remember her. That was like her catchphrase or something, and I thought that was her catchphrase. That was not. That was just the line that she told Lupin. "I will dedicate everything I have to you." That girl who was infatuated with Lupin. It makes sense because she literally said that on the roof to Lupin. Again, it camouflaged itself pretty nicely. That's why I wasn't able to understand. Didn't really catch that this was something was weird about this line. Then the next girl, which is Fujiko's friend, she was the one that surprised me the most because her line was out of the place. She said something like, "We will be together forever" to Lupin, and I was like, what is that mean? Suddenly saying something like that, what does that even mean? And then there comes her, the one who got married, a return to happiness. Yeah, I remember that. She went to Lupin and she said that, like I said, when she gave Lupin the treasure. That girl who said true love, the mermaid, the girl whose mother was a mermaid or whatever, you know, she literally asked Lupin about what true love is, and Lupin kind of tried to explain it. So I remember that as well now. And obviously, finally, Zenigata's subordinate who said eternal love, just through the recorder. So yeah, there you go. So there you go. That was it. That was an interesting, like, way they kind of brought everything together. A really good episode. So that is it. That's my reaction to episode number 23 of Lupin the Third Part 6. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you guys next week with the final episode of Lupin the Third Part 6. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.